Sometimes the chemistry between two actors can be off, but never with these 10 TV couples, as they were either cast because they were already married or they fell in love in real life just like their characters do in the script. These TV relationships sparkle on screen, but they're even more meaningful to fans who know the backstory. Striking the right balance between not overplaying a will they, won't they TV romance or boring audiences with a stable, happy relationship is a difficult task. These shows circumvented that problem by capitalizing on the natural chemistry between two actors who are married in real life, from supernatural romance to one of the best sitcom couples of all time. Angie D'Amato and Derek, single parents, played by spouses Leighton Meester and Adam Brody. Leighton Meester and Adam Brody brought a gentle, unexpectedly tender spark to the underrated, short-lived sitcom Single Parents. Brody recurred as Derek, the long-absent father of Angie's son, Graham. Though Derek is a minor character who only appears in Season 2, their scenes have an unforced ease, the kind that can't quite be manufactured. Angie is nudged toward Taran Killam's character for Single Parents' central romantic arc, but whenever she and Derek share the screen, there's a noticeable shift. The chemistry feels lived in, a reminder of the real-life happiness Meester and Brody bring to their on-screen dynamic. This is a must-watch for anyone who wanted to see more of Meester in the cast of Nobody Wants This Season 2. Meester and Brody married in 2014, after filming The Oranges together in 2010. They have 2 children, daughter Arlo, born in 2015 and a son whose name has not been shared publicly, born in 2020. Sookie Stackhouse and Bill Compton, True Blood, played by future spouses Anna Paquin and Stephen Moyer. When Anna Paquin and Stephen Moyer first met on the set of True Blood, they reportedly felt an instant spark. Their first screen test revealed a chemistry so natural it practically defined the tone for Sookie Stackhouse and Bill Compton's turbulent yet passionate romance in True Blood, a relationship that became the emotional backbone of the show. As their characters navigated danger, longing, and supernatural drama, the real-life bond between Paquin and Moyer added an extra layer of authenticity. They eventually married in 2010 and went on to have 2 children in 2012, fraternal twins Charlie and Poppy, making their on- and off-screen partnership a true example of co-stars turned family. Elizabeth and Philip Jennings, The Americans, played by future partners Kerry Russell and Matthew Rhys. FX's excellent period spy drama The Americans may have centered on a fake marriage built on secrets, but it sparked a real and lasting partnership between Kerry Russell and Matthew Rhys. The pair, who played undercover Soviet spies Elizabeth and Philip Jennings, developed their off-screen connection while filming the series and have been together since 2014. Though they casually refer to each other as husband and wife, they've admitted they haven't actually gotten around to legally marrying, a detail that feels fittingly low stress for a couple whose on-screen lives were anything but. They have a son, who was born in 2016, and their real relationship is free of the turmoil that defined their characters' complex marriage of convenience. Michael Kelso and Jackie Burkhardt, 70s show, played by future spouses Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis. Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis first met as teens on the set of that 70s show, where they played the volatile, mismatched couple Michael Kelso and Jackie Burkhardt. Kelso and Jackie were a comedic tornado, dramatic, shallow, and constantly breaking up, yet always drawn back to each other, a sharp contrast to Donna and Eric's steadier, more grounded romance. Off-screen, Kutcher and Kunis didn't date at the time, but years after the show ended, they reconnected and eventually married in 2015. Now parents to a daughter and a son, born in 2014 and 2016 respectively, they seem to share a unified rhythm in real life, something their fictional counterparts never managed, making the actors' love story a sweeter, more grounded echo of their sitcom beginnings. However rocky their relationship was as teens, Kelso and Jackie appear as a married couple in the spin-off series That 90s Show, a fun wink to fans who know the history of the actors. Ron Swanson and Tammy 2, Parks and Recreation, played by spouses Nick Offerman and Megan Mullally. Ron Swanson and Tammy 2 in Parks and Recreation are one of the sitcom's most chaotic delights, a toxic, explosive pairing whose sexual chemistry is pushed to gleeful, unhinged extremes. Every time they're on screen together, destruction follows, which makes it even funnier that they're played by real-life spouses Nick Offerman and Megan Mullally. Offerman and Mullally, married since 2003, couldn't be further from their characters' combustible dynamic. Their real life is famously calm and cozy, filled with jigsaw puzzles. Mullally once hosted Offerman as a guest on Will and Grace, and he returned the favor years later when she joined Parks and Rec as Ron's terrifying ex-wife. Their gentle, funny dynamic shines on their podcast In Bed with Nick and Megan, where they share insights into their life together and interview guests. Charles Neuwendick and Mona Margodoff, A Man on the Inside, played by spouses Ted Danson and Mary Steenburgen. Mary Steenburgen's appearance in the cast of A Man on the Inside Season 2 is incredibly charming, as it pairs her once again with her real-life husband, Ted Danson. Steenburgen, long considered the sunnier, more free-spirited half of their partnership, brings that same warmth to Mona Margodoff, a music professor who instantly captivates Danson's tightly wound architecture professor, Charles Neuwendick. Their on-screen dynamic mirrors the balance they've shared for decades, his earnest precision softened by her effortless ease. Danson and Steenburgen have been married since 1995, a year after playing a married couple in Pontiac Moon. They also portrayed fictionalized versions of themselves in Curb Your Enthusiasm, with their characters hilariously getting divorced. Watching Danson express Charles's attraction to Mona feels like a gentle echo of their real bond. It's a delightful reminder of how much joy they still take in each other after so many decades. Though they have no children together, Danson and Steenburgen each have 2 children from previous marriages. Jon Snow and Ygritte, Game of Thrones, played by future spouses Kit Harington and Rose Leslie. Kit Harington and Rose Leslie met on the set of Game of Thrones, where they played the star-crossed lovers Jon Snow and Ygritte. Being cast in one of the biggest shows in the world might have seemed improbable enough, but finding real-life love on top of that was an even rarer twist of fate. On screen, Jon and Ygritte's romance was intense, fraught with danger, and ultimately tragic. Their chemistry was especially electric in the famous cave sequence, one of Game of Thrones' most rewatchable and perfect scenes. Harington and Leslie's connection blossomed into a lasting partnership. The two married in 2018 and have since welcomed a son and a daughter, turning a fictional doomed love story into a real-life family happily navigating life beyond Westeros. Ri Jong-hyuk and Yoon Se-ri, Crash Landing on You, played by future spouses Hyun Bin and Sun Yi-jin. In Crash Landing on You,